Hello and welcome back to Calmsden Farm. We've just come out the winter. Our last episode was the winter whiz through. We've basically gone through all 3 months of the winter in that one. There was nowhere near enough happening to be able to justify sort of stringing that out. It's effectively 6 days. Even if we'd done 3 videos, there wouldn't really be enough content for it, so that's why we done it the way we did. It's left us, we've got 413,000. There's hardly any contracts. I think there was 2 contracts during the winter. One was a cultivating contract that we did, the other one was a sowing contract for cotton that we didn't do. The main issue we've had over winter is, I'm just trying to think what I need to do now. The main issue we've had is getting water to our sheep, because as soon as, and I know things like this happened in 19, I can't remember exactly what, but there was ways around it. As soon as I forgot what tank here. I even have it's down at the other farm. It is. As soon as the weather gets cold, you can't give water to the sheep because it's frozen over. Which means they don't produce. They don't die like they would in seasons on 19. But they don't produce any wool. And that's a pain, because you're sort of stuck then. Where am I going? Where am I going? Where am I going? I'm not even looking. Yeah, so that's like the issue we had with the sheep. Feeding them was fine. It was just, like I said, getting that water to them. Talking of water, which one's water down here? On the back. Oh, is that it? Try and do this again without the menus on. I just can't remember. Oh, back there. Can't remember which one the water tank is. So over the winter we also made a load of TMR, which I'll show you when it starts filling. There we are. Right, so yeah, they've gone through quite a lot actually. That was at 60 like a day and a half ago. So we're down to just under 50,000. I've got plenty of sort of resources to carry on making it. That's not an issue. But these have been relatively easy to look after, to be honest. You don't have to give them water. We're getting a lot of slurry from them, which we're going to start using. We've already got 20,000 litres of milk. You'll see here with the sheep, all we've got is 1,600 litres of wool. They're desperate for water. That's what we're going to do now. And chickens have got grain, but they're going to need more. And again, I haven't really produced many eggs. But the thing with that is, oh, we're still on times 1. Okay, this changed. The thing with the chickens, I don't think we will make much money off them because, and I remember thinking this at the time, there just isn't many of them. We've only got 99 chickens in there. They're not going to produce a great deal of eggs. I think on No Man's Land I've got something like 400 or something. And I'm starting to get sort of a decent amount of them. But still nothing major. So I mean, 99 of them's Not going to do much, is it? Right, let's get this filled. It's a bit awkward, this this water trough as well. There we go. Why isn't it filling? There we go. That has taken a lot more than I thought we would. A hell of a lot more. Do you know what I think we might have to do? I think we might have to put some sort of water source up here. Because we're going to, over the next few in-game days, we're going to start with our pigs as well. So yeah, I think a water source up there is going to be a decent idea. I mean, this is kind of slowing us down from the thing I wanted to do. The thing that we're going to start doing is getting our potatoes in the ground. I don't know if I've looked at used machinery. Just that. So no new ones come on. That was that tree plant that was on the last day of winter as well. Where are we at? Not there. That's what I want. So we should be able to put potatoes in. Yep. And we're going to put them in two of our fields, which are both pretty substantial. I'm not actually sure when this video is going to come out because today is, what day is today? Wednesday the 9th of Feb. Kinda had major laptop issues to the fact that I can't get power into it, so I'm probably going to be buying a new laptop over the next couple of days. Until I do, I don't know whether I'll be putting videos out because I need my laptop to, although I edit on the PlayStation, there's things I can only do on my laptop for it. One of them big things is the thumbnail. Just have massive issues getting the thumbnail from, trying not to destroy the wall, getting the thumbnail from the PlayStation onto YouTube, because I know I definitely spoke about this when I was doing videos in 19. Just so many times they just don't upload the thumbnails, and I don't know why. See what I mean about the trigger? It's I don't think it works any better around here either, if at all. No. It seems to be in a really precise spot, the trigger. You're just going to walk through there now. Brilliant. Right, we'll empty this and then we'll get over to the store. Give us 2 secs. Over at the store, we're going to pick up a planter. I've already got some seed here. This kind of comes as a shock to us because it's been maybe about 4 days since I've been on this map. I've been playing No Man's Land. I was sort of behind on No Man's Land on episodes, so I'm now ahead. I think I showed you this. We bought this in the used machinery sort of midway through winter. It was just an absolute bargain. I can't remember how much we paid for it. I'm sure it had something like 50. It was about 50 grand. I'm sure it was. Where are we at? New vehicles. It'll be in that 57. So absolute bargain. Let's look at potatoes. I think there's a. Is that the biggest one? Needs 100. So we've got enough power. Yep, 100% we want that one, don't we? How much to rent? 6,600, that's what we're going to do. Only because I want to be close to having the money for actually buying the planter. Not the planter, the harvester. When it comes up. Am I going to need front weight on here? Oh no. Get this filled and then we'll start heading over. The planter's full, 8,000 litres full. However, I'm under no illusion whatsoever that probably isn't going to last very long. Because they just don't, do they? Now I'm not sure, so we've just used seed there. In FS19, I'd have been using potatoes because it was a lot cheaper. I don't think, and correct us if I'm wrong, and just remember it's console, not no, I shouldn't be going up there, but it's console, not PC. I don't think we've got that capability yet. I'm just going to nip in here because I need to refuel. Yeah, I don't think we can do that yet, so that's why I'm using seed and not actual potatoes. Why am I not refueling? Isn't this the refueling point? Tank is empty. I thought this is where we refueled. How do we get fuel? How do we get fuel? I don't understand. Do you know, I've seen this pop up on Facebook about getting fuel on Calmsden. However, I haven't read into it because I just thought it was there. Because isn't there a tank down here as well? Right. I need to resolve this, 2 secs. I found it. It is on the back of here. Refill silo. You've got the options of what you want to put in. So we'll go with 10,000 litres for 13,750. And we'll get it filled. That was all thanks to the Facebook group, by the way. FS is it 22? Might just be a farm simulator console group. I think we're going to go and do, in fact we are because we're facing that way. We're going to go and do that field first. I haven't seen, I haven't checked as well whether we can get rollcraft tyres on this tractor, because that's going to affect our fertilising of the wheat over in the field on our right there. If not, then we're going to have to buy a smaller tractor, but I do actually want a smaller sort of yard tractor. Like I've said previously anyway, ideally I'd want, I think we can get it at the top. Ideally I would want a self-propelled sprayer anyway. Our fields are certainly big enough. Right, let's get this opened up. We'll get rid of that again. With this, I will definitely be having to put it on a worker, purely because we're going to be back and forth refilling it, because it's going to go down so quickly. I'll put this back on ×5 as well. I took it off while I was looking for the silo. Any used machinery yet? Nope. So what I might do is two rows on each headland, sort of head of the field, and then whack the worker on. There's a there's a spraying one now. Oh, a good fertilising one as well. There's a couple of good contracts there I want to set away as well. I mean, we're going to be what, 7% down already, and we've only done one strip. You know, this whole thing about doing potatoes is going to be massive. It's going to be an absolute massive job. Every single bit of it, from planting to harvesting to storing it to then selling it, everything's just so much work, isn't it? I haven't looked yet, and I need to see when the best time to sell. I'm sure with potatoes it's normally around December, but you have to get them out the ground maybe a couple of months before that, even a month before that maybe. We'll try to keep them in as long as we can. Right, we'll go down the bottom, we'll do the same down the bottom, and then I'm going to put a worker away because I want to be able to get some of those contracts away as well, because we're going to be in dire need of that money to be able to pay for the harvester. The other thing that I'm thinking of doing, which I'd really like to do, but it would mean getting a substantial loan, is get another field. But it's going to mean, because we're going to have to spend, already know we're going to have to spend, I think it's 600 grand on the potato harvester. It's going to mean pretty much the full whack of loan we can get. What I might do is let everything get planted, and then before they would get harvested, I might choose a field then, and get whichever crop comes with it, or whichever crop sort of suits at the time. Because I also want to get some productions up and running as well. But again, that piece of land that we're going to do that on, something like 800 grand. So even more reason to start getting these contracts away. I mean, the fertiliser contracts are always absolutely ideal, aren't they? But there's a sugar beet sowing contract on there that's about 55 grand. Now I know we'll spend quite a lot in seed, but nowhere near the amount. We'll make a good amount of money off that. Right, we'll get to the end. We'll get a worker away. Which way is it going to go? Straight diagonal over there, brilliant. I don't want it to do that. There's a reason why. Get off. There's a reason why I've done the headlands. Is this going to work? Yeah, that'll work. Right. We need to get the contracts away. We need to go and bring more seed over for this. So I'll go off, I'll start working on that and we'll come back. We are almost finished. You'll see, well, and so's the day, to be honest. It's 10 to 5, it's March, so it's not going to be light for much longer. I've sort of skipped over quite a lot, purely because this is all we've been doing. We've had a few contracts going as well, which I'll come on to once we finish this. But we've basically had the JCB, which is parked up in that corner there, just ferrying back and forth from the store to this field with 4 bags of seed at a time, constantly refilling. It's a big field. I think like even bigger than, that's just massive. I was going to say even bigger than what I sort of give it credit for before we started. And I'm not sure. Is the other one bigger or not? No, the other one's smaller, isn't it? So that's the one we were doing in tomorrow's episode. But again, I won't be sort of doing hours and hours of recording on it. But yeah, it has literally took all day. I'd looked before, well, when I was sort of part way through it, we were already something like 23 minutes deep in recording, so there wasn't going to be overly much on it. On this, I should say. But I still wanted to show some of it. The other contracts as well. One of them was a sugar beet contract. We've hardly had to do any of that. I did the sort of headlands on it, and then just set the worker away. I'm hoping with the contracts that we've done, we're going to get some decent wedge out of it, because I'm sure we start today with something like 414,000. I say I'm sure because the beginning of the video was done this morning and I've been to work since. But I'm pretty sure that's what we had. 414,000, I'm sure it was. Right, let's take this out. In fact, I'll leave that gate open because the JCB will have to come out as well. Before we finish, we need to get over to the chickens and get them filled up. I was a bit closer to that gate than I wanted. I'll put this underneath here. I know it doesn't matter in 22. It's just habit from 19. Right, I'll go and get the trailer, which will be in here. I'm waiting. Do you know what? I haven't even looked as well. What's that for slurry? Don't need it, do I? I'm waiting for some more trailers to come on because I want rid of this one. I want two. I want a much bigger one, and I want a smaller one. The bigger one is for things like potato, well, just in general harvesting. The smaller one, and I'm going to get a different vehicle for it, I think, is things like going to feed the chickens. What's the point in taking a massive trailer over like this just to do that? Absolute waste of time, isn't it? So what I'm thinking is one of the smaller vehicles. I know that John Deere's out. I can't remember exactly what it's called. I didn't actually use it in 19. I remember I did use it in. If you remember in the roleplay episode where we went to Little Norton, was it called Little Norton? It was, wasn't it? And done that sort of auction day. It was in that. I didn't buy it, but it was one of the sort of showpieces, wasn't it? It took me so long. Just thinking back at that episode, and I love doing it as well because I like setting up maps. But I spent hours and hours, like well over 10 hours, setting that map up. For what, about 25-minute episode, something like that. Why did that only take that? I'm confused. They weren't taking that much last time. I mean, I'd have to have a look, but I'm pretty sure they weren't. I wonder if that's been with the update. Ah, that's changed with the update as well, hasn't it? All the bits from the horse, all the jumps have gone. Where are we at? In there. Right, how much? 43. I mean, so for 43 grand we could now buy that field. That looks... You know, for 43 grand that doesn't look bad at all, does it? Plough that up. Even for another grass field. That is a cracking idea. And then the same with this one. Obviously this is where the horses actually were. And, well, there was no horses, but the stables were there. Tell you what, I don't need to go back to the farm. All I want to do now is show you what we've spent down here. So vehicle leasing costs were up to 9 grand. That's solely for the planter. It was about 6.5 or something to rent, but then the hourly cost is on there. We're keeping that for tomorrow. So seed cost, we're at 32 grand. Fertilizer cost, we at just under 17. Why is that so high? Ah, yes. I've done one fertilizer and one herbicide one. Wage payments, not overly much, and I don't know what the miscellaneous is for. So, contracts. We did that fertilising contract, we're going to get nearly 35 back for that. The sown contract, we're going to get 53 back for that, 53.5. And the spraying contract, we're going to get 10. Which means we are up to 436,000 to give us a profit of 35 grand, and that includes our field and our leasing costs as well. So I will take that all day long. We'll leave it here. There'll be a lot more to do in tomorrow's episode as well, including getting the other field planted with potatoes. However, I think I'll probably put a work on a lot of that and then sort of potter around doing other stuff. So yeah, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.